Welcome to Saturday Smoke Break, brought to you by Millcreek Cigar Lounge, the podcast where good cigars, good company, and great stories always come together. I'm your host, Joe Martin, and today we're keeping it close to home. We're sitting down with the guys who make Millcreek Cigar Lounge what it is. Cigar Dan, Cigar Clark, and for the first time on our show, our man behind the counter and all-around cigar expert, Cigar Dave. We'll talk about cigars, events, and what's new in the lounge this month. So light one up and settle in. Let's rewind a little. Cigar Dan and Cigar Clark. For our newer listeners, how did the two of you first get into cigars, and how did that passion eventually turn into the Millcreek Cigar Lounge?
We've been at the same cigar lounge in Northeast, and we were having conversations over time. And we thought there would be an opportunity for us to go into business together and operate our own cigar lounge. And that was just kind of a passion I've always wanted to do when I retired, was get into the cigar world. And Clark, kind of the same way, is something he really enjoyed and thought it'd be a great opportunity. So we talked to each other, started a business plan together, and went from the first location, which was not Millcreek, but then the Millcreek cigar area opened up to us. So we jumped on that. So that's kind of how that worked out.
Yeah, and from my point of view, my father actually smoked cigars occasionally, very occasionally. And I don't know if it goes back to that or not, but I've always kind of been intrigued by cigars. So I picked them up and started to enjoy them. And like Daniel said, we started talking to each other and formed a business partnership, got the location set and opened up. Here we are.
So Cigar Clark, let me ask you a follow-up question to that. When you started, what was the vision? What kind of atmosphere were you and Cigar Dan trying to build? And secondly, what makes Millcreek Cigar Lounge different from every other one locally?
That is a really good question. When we opened up, we were determined to have an atmosphere that you could bring your significant other in. You could sit and enjoy yourself without feeling like it was an old boys club. So the colors of the lounge are welcoming and warm, but they're not strange. So we opened up with the idea that you could come in and sit down, have a glass of wine or a glass of beer with your significant other, and they wouldn't be upset by being here because it's not so much smoke in here that you can barely see. Honestly, we kind of over purify the air to get it to the point of where it's really not smoky at all. And that's the atmosphere that we want to give. We want to have it clean and comfortable and relaxed for anybody to come in, and whether they smoke cigars or not.
Yeah, and I'll add to that. One thing I really wanted to make sure we had was a nice, clean environment, a comfortable environment, but not so upscale that some lounges have, that people just wouldn't feel comfortable coming in. So that was really the focus and the goal that we had on making sure the color palette was right, the look was right, the furniture was comfortable. And I think we really did a really great job on it.
Well, mission accomplished. The Millcreek Cigar Lounge, it's welcoming, it's inviting, and truly it seems like a great atmosphere that you built in a short period of time. Let's turn now to Cigar Dave for a moment. Now, Cigar Dave, you've been part of the Millcreek team for a while now. Well, when did cigars first grab your attention?
I started smoking cigars probably close to 30 years ago now. A lot of it was because of Rush Limbaugh. I listened to him a lot, and he was always enjoying cigars, and I really wanted to know what it was all about. I started out probably like a lot of people did. I went and got like a Swisher Sweet or something, and it was okay, but I went to my first cigar shop and started buying cigars, and I found out that it was relaxing. It made me take time to stop what I was doing and be a little more introspective. So I just really started to enjoy being able to take that time to enjoy a cigar.
Cigar Dave was a Rush Limbaugh ditto head. Isn't that what he used to call his fans?
Yes, it was. Absolutely.
I enjoyed him very much as well. Now, Cigar Dave, everyone has that one memorable smoke that absolutely hooked them. Do you remember yours?
Well, when I started out, I started smoking Macanudos, which are really light. It's not something that I would smoke now. It's way too light for my taste now, but they were easy to smoke at the time. And like I said, it was more about the relaxation. It wasn't about enjoying the cigar. It was just more taking the time. The cigar that really opened my eyes and made me understand just the depth that cigars had would be the Fuente Opus X. The first one of those I had really opened my eyes to show me how much complexity a cigar can have, the differing flavors, the way that they transition when you're smoking them. That was probably the cigar that really lit my fire and started making me want to explore more and spread out and broaden my horizons when it came to cigars. Because it wasn't just about doing something relaxing, it was about the entire experience of the cigar.
Now, what kind of blends or profiles do you find yourself reaching for these days, Cigar Dave?
Honestly, I enjoy cigars across most of the spectrum. Like I said, I'm not a really light cigar guy these days. Every now and then I'll have something lighter. Really, I'm more of a mood smoker, so it depends on how I'm feeling at the time. People will ask me all the time what my favorite cigar is or what my favorite tobacco is or whatever. And I just look at them honestly and say, I don't have one. It's dependent on my mood at the time. It's kind of like food, you feel like you're in the mood for a specific style of food or a specific dish. It's kind of the same way with me and cigars. It's just a question of what hits my fancy that day or that particular moment.
That makes sense. Cigar Dave, so between helping customers and enjoying cigars yourself, what is the most rewarding part of being part of the Millcreek Cigar Lounge community?
Definitely helping the customers. Ever since I got into the retail side of the cigar industry, my passion has really been to help people understand that cigars are a journey. They're not a destination. Your goal is not to go in and find something you like and smoke it. There's always new blends out there to try. There's cigars you've never had. That the saddest thing I see is a customer who comes in, gets the same thing every time. This is my cigar. This is what I like. And I take it on as my kind of personal mission to kind of stretch them a little bit and try to suggest other things that they'll like and try to get them to branch out a little bit. Because I tell people, if you stay stuck on the same cigar, you never know, your next favorite might be sitting out there someplace and you'll never find it. Like there might be a cigar out there that blows away the one you think is great right now, but you'll never find it because you're not trying new things. You're not going out and experiencing the journey of trying new cigars.
A little surprise right here, Joe. I kind of thought that he was going to say the most rewarding part was working for Daniel and me.
I'm sure that was the next thing on his mind there, Clark. Now, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to Saturday Smoke Break from Millcreek Cigar Lounge. I'm Joe Martin with Cigar Dan, Cigar Clark, and Cigar Dave. All right, let's shift gears again for a moment and talk about what's happening this month. You've got a McAuliffe Green Label Showcase coming up. What can customers expect from that event, Cigar Dan?
So we're really excited about that event. McAuliffe was one of the first brands we brought in. It was actually with the first event we did before we opened. We were able to partner with McAuliffe. So we really like working with those folks out of Texas. But what's going on is Saturday, October 25th, we're going to be doing an all-day event from the time we open to the time we close. McAuliffe has a colored series, and each color has a different flavor profile and some different tobaccos in it. And part of that is we're introducing McAuliffe Green that has just recently been released. We've already got it in the store, and we have been selling it, but we really wanted to highlight the McAuliffe Green label. So, like I said, Saturday, October 25th, all day long, what we're going to be doing is we'll have a 5-pack of the colored series. That will include one of the newly released McAuliffe Greens. In addition to the 5-pack and getting the new green, we will be having an additional McAuliffe cigar that we will be giving to each person that buys the McAuliffe pack. And you'll also be placed in a drawing for a really cool looking McAuliffe whiskey dispenser. It has 4 whiskey glasses. It's a really nice item. It's really attractive. This is one of those times that I really do wish that I had the ability to not be the owner and get a couple tickets for it, but in all fairness, I can't. So it's kind of disappointing because it's a really nice set. And that's what we have coming up for that on the 25th.
It sounds like a great event. Now, Cigar Clark, tell me about the Cigar of the Month deal for October. What are you featuring and why did it earn that spot?
Well, this month we're featuring Crowned Heads. It's a great brand. They're excellent cigars. And we're really happy to be able to put them out there for people to maybe pick up on a special. The special this month is you buy 2 crowned heads and you get an additional cigar. So you're getting 3 cigars for $25. And then if you want to get a to it for a free beer back at the Black Monk Brewery behind us, that's an extra $4, $29 gets you 3 cigars and a to it. So that's the cigar pick for this month. We also have a special going on, and this isn't just for the month. This is something we're putting out there pretty much every day. 5 cigars by Karen Berger, who's out of Pittsburgh, for 15% off of retail. So that's the other special we got going on.
Very cool. And Cigar Dan, now I understand you recently hosted a ladies' night at the Millcreek Cigar Lounge. How did it go? Any surprises or standout moments?
So just to clear it up, my lovely wife hosted the ladies' night. We let her run with it. It went really, really well. That event was to introduce the cigar culture and some of the on how to smoke a cigar and how to cut a cigar to some of the folks that traditionally are a little bit unsure if they should step inside the cigar lounge or not. So we had a pretty good group of ladies that came out. I think they really enjoyed it. My wife had some nice meat, cheese, and boards going on. We had chocolates from one of the local chocolate companies. We had wine and beer was part of the ticket price. You came in, you got a cigar, you got a glass of wine or some beer from one of the other businesses inside the building. And it also featured homemade jewelry from Dragonfly Jewelry. It was a lady that we were introduced to. Someone actually my wife knew. She brought some beautiful handmade stuff. It's all glass stuff. It was really nice. She was able to introduce herself to some of the community, really brought a great value to the event. And I know because I was here for the end of it, it was a very good event. People were really happy. I think people might not have been as comfortable before to see what's going on inside the cigar lounge. We're able to make it in and introduce them to the cigar culture. And we met some more friends. And that's really what I really like about the cigar lounge. There's people in Millcreek that I would not have known if we hadn't opened this place. And they're not just customers. Some of them are friends we talk to daily. It's really a nice experience. That's the beautiful part about the cigar lounge. Doesn't matter your background, doesn't matter your occupation. You come in to sit down and chat. And that's really what I like about it. And this was another opportunity for us to do that and meet some more folks. It was nice.
That sounds like a great event. Now, I also heard some new specials are happening right now. I believe 4 different bundles, right? Now, Cigar Dave, can you tell us about your pick and your bundle?
Sure. So my pack includes a La Roma de Cuba, Connecticut, San Cristobal Revelation, and a Crowned Heads La Patissier. I tried to choose cigars that kind of went across the spectrum, a little bit lighter, a little bit heavier. I wanted to give people a chance to try some different strengths, some different flavors, all in one pack. So that was kind of the direction I was going with mine.
And Cigar Clark, tell us about yours.
I've got 3 cigars as well. First one is AJ Fernandez Pollo Le Amistad. The second one is a Caballeros Habanero. And the third one is the Ashton Virgin Sungrown. And the first one is a Churchill. The second one is a Toro. The third one is more of a Robusto. So that goes from longest to shortest cigars. And mine are more of a medium to full, but they have great flavor. I got a couple of the legacy brands in there and a boutique brand. I was trying to kind of get the experience of both sides from someone that may make hundreds of thousands of cigars down to someone who may make just thousands. So they're good picks. They're great cigars. They're great flavors. And by the way, I want to mention this too. All 3 bundles are 15% off retail.
In Cigar Dan, can you tell us about your bundle?
Sure, I sure can. So I have the Dorado New World Robusto. It's a medium cigar. I have the Gatekeeper Robusto. It's a really nice cigar. It's more bold. And then I have the All Saints St. Francis Robusto. I picked these because they are 3 cigars I love. So I figured, hey, if I'm going to have a pack, let's make a pack of something I like to smoke. They are all 3 really consistent cigars. They're a little bit more bold than some of the other options. But yeah, those are my 3 for this month. And we're going to try to do that periodically. We're going to try to always have some new my picks, Dave's picks, Clark's picks. So far, so good. It's been a pretty positive event, and the people are able to see what we're doing, and it's worked out well.
Okay, so now the $1 million question. Which of the 4 bundles are going to sell the most?
Well, that's the competition. we'll see what happens throughout the month.
And I promise I won't lord it over these guys when mine wins.
Well, sounds like a great bundle lineup. Head to the Millcreek Cigar Lounge to check that out. 3723 West 12th Street in Erie. Now, it sounds like the perfect way for folks to sample different styles and personalities from right here at the Millcreek Cigar Lounge. Now, before we wrap up, what events or experiences are coming up in the next month that our listeners should have on their radar, Cigar Clark?
Well, we got a couple things going on. First of all, I wanted to kick out there that we are taking pre-orders for an advent calendar that features a different cigar every day from their lineup. This is from Oliva Cigars. And Oliva is a great name. They have absolutely fantastic cigars. And I've gotten their advent calendar 2 years in a row, and I've never been disappointed. So it's always a surprise. You open it up and find out what the cigar is going on this particular day. I'm actually posting it on our Facebook page every single day from last year's advent calendar. So people can see these are the types of cigars. They change them every year, but they have them there. You can pick up and just enjoy a great Oliva cigar. So we're taking pre-orders for those up until early November, and it's $135 down. That'll get it here, and then you can pay the balance when it comes in. In addition to that, we also have the McAuliffe Green event going on that we already talked about. And we're going to be back out at Twisted Elk for a partnership with them in Fairview. That's on the 29th. So we have a couple of really good things going on the rest of this month that's just going to be utterly fantastic to be a part of.
A busy month of October at the Millcreek Cigar Lounge. Now, any hints at future collaborations or brands maybe you're excited to bring in, Cigar Dan?
So we've got a couple more things going on. Room 101, we're doing a Moon Man giveaway. If you're familiar with the cigar world, there's a gentleman known as Johnny Tobacco Knot. We've got about a 2-foot statue that we will be giving away. It's covered in gold. I don't know if it's real gold or not, but it's covered in gold. It's a really nice looking display.
That's one where I wished I could buy a ticket, but I can't.
Yeah. They'll be doing a drawing for that October 31st. We're already selling the stuff for that. The specials we have going on with that is you buy any 3 Room 101 cigars, you're going to get a Doomslayer and 1 entry of Doomslayer as a cigar. Really good cigar. You buy any 5, you're going to get the free Doomslayer and a golden Death Bucket cigar, 2 entries for the Johnny Tobacco Knot drawing. And then if you buy any 7, you're looking at 1 free Doomslayer, 1 golden Death Bucket, and an Uncle Lee and 3 entries. So we have that going on right now. You can come on in the lounge, sit down, buy some cigars, and be placed in that drawing for that event. We also have a La Vega cigar event coming up November 8th. It's from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. We'll be introducing La Vega cigar brand during that event. The other important thing about November 8th is we are going to be celebrating our 1-year anniversary of being part of the Millcreek community. We are really excited. Our first actual event was last year, was November 11th. This is the closest weekend to that. So we've been open a year. We'll be doing celebrating stuff all day long and then partner with La Vega for that event. So we'll have something in the store too. So we're excited about that. We were really proud and happy to be part of the Millcreek community. Really proud and happy to have the partnerships we have with the other businesses in the building and just being part of what's going on in Millcreek.
Well, we're about out of time, but I do have to say this was a lot of fun today, gentlemen. Big thanks to Cigar Dan, Cigar Clark, and Cigar Dave for sharing some lounge stories and cigar wisdom. For anyone listening, remember, swing by the Millcreek Cigar Lounge at 3723 West 12th Street in Erie. No membership is ever needed. Check out the McAuliffe Green Label event. Try the October Cigar of the Month or grab one of the new bundle specials while they last. Until next time, I'm Joe Martin reminding you, life's too short for bad cigars. Stay smoky, friends.